All right, so are you ready to jump into this?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Let's do it.
Today, we are doing a deep dive into 27 ways to earn extra money for Christmas,
Yeah?
which is perfect timing because Christmas is expensive.
Yeah, it is.
So if you need some extra money for Christmas, this is the episode for you.
For sure.
We're basing this deep dive on this article we found, and some of these are so crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Like renting out your car. Have you ever thought about doing that?
I've heard about it. I haven't looked into it.
And mystery shopping.
Oh, interesting.
So it should be a fun deep dive.
I'm excited.
So to set the stage a little bit, why are so many people looking for side hustles these days? Especially around Christmas.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. The holidays are expensive.
Right?
Gifts, travel,
Mm.
all of that adds up. But I also think that side hustles are kind of becoming a part of people's, overall financial strategy a little bit more these days.
That's a good point.
So it's not just, that emergency fund anymore. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, this is going to help me, reach my financial goals a little bit faster.
Yeah.
And give me some extra cushion,
Yeah, that makes sense.
especially with, the economy the way it is.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm glad we are talking about this now.
Me too.
So this article we found, it breaks down all these methods into these categories,
Okay.
which I think is really helpful.
Yeah.
The first category is your classic seasonal gigs.
Okay.
So obviously retail.
Right.
But with so much shopping moving online these days, are those retail jobs even still a thing?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think that the retail landscape is definitely changing because of e-commerce.
Yeah.
So you're right. Like those in-store retail jobs might not be as plentiful as they used to be.
Okay.
But on the flip side, the need for warehouse workers and delivery drivers to handle all those online orders, that's going way up.
Oh, so the jobs are still there. They're just different.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just kind of a shift in where those jobs are.
Mhm.
And, even within delivery services, there's a shift happening too. Like, think
Mhm.
about it.
Mhm.
DoorDash, Uber Eats, they're kind of dominating that food delivery scene, right?
Right.
So your more traditional delivery gigs, like, those holiday courier jobs,
Hmm.
they're facing some serious competition.
Interesting. So the gig economy is really kind of changing everything up,
It really is.
even for seasonal work.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the next category, which is services.
Okay.
And this is where you can kind of put your personal skills to work.
Right.
The article mentions the typical ones you think of, like babysitting, pet sitting.
Yeah, always in demand.
Yeah, especially during the holidays.
Mm.
But the one that I thought was interesting was house sitting.
Oh, yeah.
I never really thought about that.
Yeah, well, people are willing to pay a lot to have someone watch their place while they're gone for the holidays,
Yeah.
especially like if you live in a big city or somewhere where it's, people are concerned about security and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Peace of mind is definitely valuable.
Yeah, and they probably don't want to burden their friends and family
Exactly.
to come check on their house every day, so they'd rather just pay somebody.
Right.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the article also lists things like house cleaning,
Sure.
like lawn care,
Right.
raking leaves, shoveling snow, that kind of stuff, even
Mhm.
car washing and detailing.
Yeah, it's funny because all of those services, they kind of cater to these hyper-local needs.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you're tapping into your own little neighborhood economy.
Right.
You're providing a service that people actually need, and you're building connections within your community.
Yeah. I like that, building those community connections.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so next up, we've got the gig economy.
Okay.
This is where things get really interesting.
Yeah.
Freelance work,
Okay.
writing, graphic design, virtual assistants, social media managers.
Lots of options.
It seems like anyone with a laptop and Wi-Fi can do this stuff.
It's true. The barrier to entry is pretty low, which is good and bad.
Right.
I mean, the flexibility is amazing, and the fact that you can work remotely.
Yeah.
But you also really have to be on top of things when it comes to marketing yourself and building a good online presence.
So it's not just about having the skills, it's about showing them off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to showcase what you got.
The article actually talks about this. It says it's important to have a detailed profile and really highlight your expertise.
Yeah. Personal branding is huge now, no matter what you do.
Totally.
And don't forget about online tutoring.
Oh, yeah.
That's another big one.
It's not just for kids anymore.
No, it's not. There are platforms like Coursera and Skillshare where people are looking to learn very specific things like coding, digital marketing, even creative writing.
Wow.
So if you've got the knowledge, there's probably someone willing to pay to learn from you.
That's a good point. Okay, so moving on to something I've always found fascinating, which is the sharing economy.
Okay.
Airbnb is the most obvious example.
For sure.
If you're heading out of town for the holidays, you can just rent out your place.
Yeah. Make some money while you're away.
Exactly. And it seems like Airbnb has almost created this like mini economy.
It really has. You see savvy hosts using all these strategies to maximize their earnings,
Oh, like what?
like dynamic pricing,
Uh-huh.
adjusting their rates based on demand, local events, even the weather.
Wow, I never thought about it like that.
It's like running a mini business.
That's crazy.
And then there's Turo, which is like Airbnb, but for cars.
Right.
So basically, you rent out your car to other people when you're not using it.
Okay.
So let's say you're going home for the holidays, you don't need your car. You can just list it on Turo, set your rates, and potentially earn some money from it.
I've heard of it, but I've never really understood how it works.
It's pretty simple, actually.
So you're like a mini rental car company.
Pretty much.
I bet that's popular during the holidays.
Oh, yeah, especially in touristy areas.
Okay, so it's not just cars though, right?
No. You can rent out anything these days. Bikes, kayaks, cameras, power tools.
Wow.
The sharing economy is pretty amazing.
It really is like turning your stuff into a side hustle.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's switch gears and talk about using your creativity to make money.
Okay. I like it.
So I'm thinking Etsy craft fairs, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It seems like handmade and personalized items are becoming more and more popular.
It's true, especially around the holidays.
Yeah.
I think people are looking for unique things. Something with a story behind it.
It's like a reaction to all the mass-produced stuff out there.
Exactly.
Okay, so our article mentions crafts, but it also mentions photography,
Oh, yeah.
like family portraits, holiday events, even selling your pictures on stock photography sites.
That's a good one.
Yeah, photography is a cool way to be creative and make some money.
Definitely. And the key is to find your niche and, build up your skills.
Right.
Stock photography can be tough,
Yeah.
but it's a good way to earn passive income.
Passive income. That's the dream.
I know, right?
Okay. Speaking of online earning, that brings us to our next category, which is all about passive income.
Okay, let's hear it.
This one starts off super basic. It's selling your unwanted stuff.
The classic declutter and earn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It might seem obvious, but it's a great way to make some extra cash and get rid of things you don't need.
And it's easier than ever with all these online platforms.
Right, like eBay, Facebook, Marketplace, Craigslist.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win.
For sure.
You get rid of clutter and you make money.
Exactly.
The article also mentions online surveys.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
always been skeptical of those.
You're right to be cautious because not all survey sites are created equal,
Okay.
but there are some legitimate ones out there that will actually pay you for your time and your opinions.
Really?
Yeah. The key is to find the ones that are reputable and, offer decent compensation and respect your privacy.
So you should do your research?
Definitely.
Okay, this next one I thought was interesting. It's affiliate marketing.
Okay.
The article describes it as promoting products online and earning a commission on any sales you make through your links.
Right.
It sounds interesting, but I don't really get how it works.
Yeah. It's basically a performance-based marketing model.
Okay.
So let's say you have a blog or a social media following, and you partner with a company that sells things your audience might be interested in.
Okay.
And then you promote those products through your special affiliate links.
Okay, so when someone clicks your link and buys something, you get a cut.
Exactly.
That makes more sense, but wouldn't you need like a ton of followers to make any real money from that?
Not necessarily. It's not just about the size of your audience. It's about how engaged they are and how much they trust you.
Okay.
Authenticity is really important here.
So you have to actually believe in the products you're promoting.
Exactly. You have to build a relationship with your audience based on trust and value.
So it's not just about throwing up any random ad.
No, it's about choosing products that you actually use and love.
I can see how that would be much more effective.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, from traditional seasonal jobs to this whole gig economy thing, and even passive income.
It's a lot to take in.
I know, it's amazing how many ways there are to make extra money,
It really is.
especially around the holidays.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, is there anything that stood out to you so far?
Yeah. What really strikes me is how the lines between work and leisure are becoming blurred.
Oh, yeah, explain that.
Like a lot of these side hustles are based on things people are passionate about.
Right.
So they're turning their hobbies and interests into ways to make money, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. It's not just about the money. It's about finding something you enjoy doing
Right.
that you can also make money from.
Exactly.
And speaking of the holidays, the article actually recommends starting your side hustle planning early,
Oh, yeah?
like back in September or October.
Wow. Okay.
So if you want to maximize your earnings, you got to plan ahead.
Makes sense.
It's like any goal, the more time you have to prepare, the better.
Right. And it's less overwhelming if you spread it out.
Totally.
So it's all about being strategic.
I'm all about breaking things down into manageable chunks.
How do I know?
So before we get into the next batch of ideas, I want to hear your initial thoughts.
Uh-huh.
What's resonating with you so far?
Honestly, I'm just amazed by all the different options out there.
Right.
There's something for everyone, whether you're tech-savvy, creative, or just want to use your existing skills.
Totally. I agree. And it's empowering to know that you have so many choices.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Are you ready to keep going?
Absolutely. Bring on the next batch of ideas.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. So we were talking about using your creative skills to make some money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we talked about crafts, but the article also mentions baking
Oh, yeah.
as a potential side hustle,
Okay.
which makes sense, right? Holiday cookies, festive cakes.
Yeah, I can see that, especially around the holidays.
People are always looking for homemade treats.
I'm not much of a baker myself, but
Yeah.
but isn't there a lot of like red tape involved with selling food that you make at home?
That's a good point. And the article does mention that you need to check your local regulations
Okay.
because food safety is super important,
Right.
And there are often permits or licenses you need.
Okay.
But what's interesting is that online platforms and social media have actually made it easier for home bakers to connect with customers and build a following.
So even with the regulations, there are still ways to make it work.
Yeah, exactly.
What I find interesting is the whole like seasonal flavors thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like pumpkin spice in the fall, peppermint bark, and gingerbread for Christmas.
It's all about creating that festive feeling.
Exactly.
And it's not just about the taste, it's about how you present it too.
Oh, yeah.
Attractive packaging, creative displays, using social media to showcase your stuff.
It's like marketing.
Yeah, it's all part of the strategy.
It's like those fancy bakeries you see popping up everywhere.
Right.
They're not just selling cookies, they're selling an experience.
Exactly.
Okay, let's go back to the gig economy for a second.
Okay.
We talked about traditional delivery gigs facing competition, but what about mystery shopping?
Oh, yeah, mystery shopping.
I remember reading about that in the article.
Yeah, it's like being an undercover agent for customer service.
Right.
It might sound a little strange, but it can be a fun way to make some extra cash.
Okay, how does it work?
So basically, you get hired to evaluate the customer service and the overall experience at different businesses.
Like what kind of businesses?
Retail stores, restaurants, hotels, you name it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I'm picturing myself with a trench coat and sunglasses, taking notes.
I love it.
The cashier's smile was lacking in wattage. Suspect may be experiencing holiday burnout.
That's hilarious.
But seriously, what do you actually do as a mystery shopper?
So usually you get specific instructions on what to look for and evaluate.
Okay.
So it might involve making a purchase,
Okay.
asking questions about a certain product or service, or just watching how the staff interacts with customers.
Okay.
And then you give feedback through online surveys or reports.
So you're not just getting paid to shop, you're actually helping businesses improve.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if there are any like special niches within mystery shopping.
Oh, interesting.
Like, could you specialize in evaluating holiday displays or the overall festive ambiance?
I bet there are.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if companies want feedback specifically on their holiday stuff.
Right, because that's such a busy time for them.
Exactly.
They want to make sure they're doing it right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered some pretty creative ways to make money,
We have.
from crafting and baking to becoming a secret shopper.
It's amazing.
But let's shift gears again and talk about online income.
Okay.
We talked about online tutoring earlier, but the article also talks about affiliate marketing.
Right?
We touched on it briefly, but I'm still a little confused. So can you
Okay.
break it down for me?
Yeah, sure. So affiliate marketing is basically promoting other people's products or services
Okay.
and earning a commission on the sales that happen through your special affiliate links.
Right. I get that part. But what are these different models the article mentions? Like CPL.
Yeah, those are just different ways you can get paid as an affiliate.
Okay.
So CPA stands for cost per action,
Okay.
which means you get paid when someone takes a specific action, like signing up for a free trial or making a purchase.
So it's not just about getting people to visit a website.
Right, it's about getting them to actually do something.
Okay, that makes sense. What about CPL?
CPL stands for cost per lead.
Okay.
So you earn a commission when you generate a lead for a business.
What does that mean?
So that could be someone filling out a contact form,
Okay.
subscribing to a newsletter, or downloading something like a white paper.
So it's about capturing potential customers.
Exactly.
That sounds more sophisticated than just putting up random ads.
Yeah, it's more strategic.
So how do you do it effectively?
The key is to find the right products or services that your audience will actually be interested in,
Okay.
and then promote them in a way that feels genuine and valuable.
So it's about building trust with your audience.
Absolutely. The article really stresses that point.
Yeah.
Like choosing products, you actually believe in being transparent about your affiliate relationships, giving honest reviews.
So it's about the long game, not just quick wins.
Exactly.
But anyone can be an affiliate marketer, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
You don't need a fancy website or thousands of followers.
Right.
So how do you get started?
Well, there are lots of affiliate networks and programs out there.
Okay.
Amazon Associates is a popular one for beginners.
Okay.
And you can also reach out to companies directly whose products you like and see if they have programs.
So you don't have to just wait for opportunities. You can go find them.
Exactly.
Be proactive.
The article also mentions choosing a niche.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
What does it mean exactly?
So it means focusing on a specific topic or industry that you're passionate about and that has a decent audience.
So you become an expert in something and then connect with people who are interested in that same thing.
Exactly. It's about finding your tribe.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, before we move on, I have to ask about the ethical side of affiliate marketing.
Like, is it always ethical?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Like any kind of marketing, affiliate marketing can be misused.
Okay.
But I think it's important to remember that at its heart, it's about connecting people with things they might actually need or want.
Right.
So it's about being responsible and ethical in your approach.
So choosing products, you actually recommend being upfront about your affiliate relationships and always putting your audience first.
Exactly. It's about building trust and creating a win-win for everyone.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's talk about passive income again.
Right.
The article mentions stock photography as a way to earn passively.
Yeah.
I'm imagining myself on a beach somewhere sipping cocktails while my photos make me money.
That's the dream.
Is it really that easy?
Well, maybe not that easy.
Okay.
It takes effort to build a successful stock photography portfolio.
Okay.
But the idea is that once you have a good library of high-quality images, they can earn you money over time, even when you're not working.
So you put in the work up front and then it kind of runs on autopilot.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, yeah.
So where do you sell your photos?
There are tons of stock photography websites.
Oh, okay.
Some are general, some are more niche.
Okay.
Some popular ones are Shutterstock, Adobe Stock, iStock Photo.
Okay, so you upload your photos,
Okay.
set your prices, and then people can buy them.
Yeah, basically they buy licenses to use your photos for their projects.
And you get a cut each time.
Exactly.
But it's got to be competitive, right?
Oh, yeah, it's very competitive.
So how do you make your photos stand out?
It's all about quality, relevance, and uniqueness.
Okay.
You have to think about what people are actually looking for.
Right.
What are the trends? What are the gaps in the market?
So it's about doing your research.
Yeah, and understanding the demand.
And then taking good photos that meet those needs.
Exactly.
It's like running a business. You have to understand your market.
Absolutely. And it's not just about taking pretty pictures.
What else is there?
You have to think about keywords, descriptions, even the technical stuff, like image optimization.
So people can find your photos?
So there's a lot more to it than I thought.
Yeah, there's definitely a strategy involved.
But I guess the potential rewards are worth it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So passive income isn't totally passive then.
Not really. You have to put in the work up front.
But then it can kind of run itself.
Yeah. And the cool thing is that it can complement other income sources.
So you could have a full-time job and do stock photography on the side.
Exactly. It's a way to diversify your income and build financial stability.
That's smart.
Yeah,
It's like having a safety net.
it is.
And it brings us back to that idea of how our relationship with work is changing.
Right.
We're seeing more and more people having multiple income streams.
Yeah, it's becoming the norm.
It's like people are becoming their own CEOs, managing their own brands.
It's a fascinating shift.
It really is. Okay, before we wrap up this section, I want to bring up something the article didn't really talk about. Going back.
Oh, yeah?
We've talked a lot about making money, but the holidays are also a time for generosity. Could some of these activities be used to help others?
Absolutely.
Like how?
Think about those service-based side hustles we talked about.
Okay,
Offering free or discounted babysitting or pet sitting to families that are struggling.
that's a good idea.
Yeah. Or using your baking skills to donate treats to a shelter or a community event.
I love that.
It's all about finding ways to use your skills to make a positive impact.
And the holidays are the perfect time for that.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've covered a lot here. from affiliate marketing to using side hustles for good.
It's been a lot.
But what I find most inspiring is this whole idea of empowerment.
Yeah,
It's about taking control of your finances, exploring your passions, and creating a life that feels good and is financially secure.
I agree.
And it doesn't have to end with the holidays, right?
No, not at all. These skills and experiences can be valuable all year round.
It's about investing in yourself and your future.
Absolutely.
All right. Are you ready for the final stretch of this deep dive?
I am. Let's do it.
Okay, cool. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot of different ideas, but
Yeah.
there are always little things, that can make a big difference.
Right. The details.
Exactly. And the article actually gives some really practical advice.
Okay, like what?
Well, one thing they emphasize is treating your side hustle like a real business,
Okay.
even if it's just something small you're doing for the holidays.
So don't just think of it as like a quick way to make some cash.
Right. You got to be more professional about it.
But how do you actually do that?
Well, it starts with having clear goals and a plan.
Okay.
Think about how much you want to earn, how much time you can commit, what steps you need to take.
To be organized.
Exactly. Be intentional about it.
That makes sense.
And you should track your income and expenses.
Like a budget.
Yeah, just like a regular business.
Okay.
This helps you stay on top of your finances.
Yeah.
And also shows you what's working and what's not.
Makes sense. Are there any tools that can help with that?
Oh, yeah. Tons of apps and software. Yeah, specifically for freelancers and small businesses.
Cool.
They can help you track everything. Invoices, time tracking.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it really simplifies things.
So you can focus on the actual work.
Exactly.
Okay. Any other tips from the article?
Oh, yeah. Another big one is marketing.
Marketing yourself.
Yeah, self-promotion.
Okay.
You have to
Okay.
get the word out there. Let people know about your side hustle.
But how do you do that effectively?
Well, social media is huge, obviously.
Right.
Create engaging content. Show off your work.
Mm-hmm.
Connect with people.
So build your online presence.
Yeah, and don't underestimate word-of-mouth marketing either.
Oh, yeah. Tell your friends and family.
Exactly. Network with people in your community.
You never know who might need your services.
That's right.
What about more traditional marketing, like flyers and business cards?
Those can still work.
Yeah.
It depends on your target audience and what you're offering.
Okay.
If you're doing something local, like dog walking or house cleaning, those methods can be effective.
So know your audience.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about practical tips, marketing, even the mindset of treating your side hustle like a business. But I want to go back to something we talked about earlier.
Okay.
This whole idea of how our relationship with work is changing.
Yeah, it's a big shift.
How do you see these trends playing out in the future?
Well, I think we're moving away from that traditional 9-to-5 job.
Right.
The gig economy, remote work entrepreneurship
Yeah.
are giving people more flexibility and control.
Feels like people want more autonomy and purpose in their work.
Exactly. And this is going to have a big impact on the future of work.
Like how?
We might see more people having portfolio careers.
Multiple jobs and projects.
Yeah, and instead of just one employer,
It's like being your own boss.
yeah, creating your own career path.
That's exciting.
It is, and it's probably going to continue.
So what do we need to be prepared for this future of work?
We need to be adaptable,
Okay.
willing to learn new skills, keep up with technology.
So lifelong learning is key.
Absolutely.
It's not just about what you know now.
It's about being able to learn and grow.
That brings us back to the main point of this deep dive, right?
Yeah,
Exploring possibilities, empowering ourselves to create the future we want.
exactly. And that's really what it's all about.
Whether you're trying to make extra money for the holidays or just want more control over your life,
There's so many opportunities out there.
it's inspiring.
It is.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into 27 ways to earn extra money for Christmas.
Wow, we covered a lot.
I know we talked about so many different ideas and strategies.
Hopefully people found it helpful
I think so.
and maybe even motivating,
Yeah.
because you really can create your own opportunities.
That's the biggest takeaway.
Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Explore your passions and embrace the journey.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It was my pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep earning.